The buy-in process is become incredibly scattered. It's like a baby high on sugar. People, they go on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, streaming TV, back to Amazon, back to the website before they buy anything.
So also you need 7 to 10 different touch points to
Yeah.
convert a client. We need to be where the client wants us to be. That's it.
Your authority and context of the brand is now shifting,
The beauty of Amazon is it's not only an ad system.
right? Where this is going is going to be way more sophisticated because whoever owns that is going to win. Just in this last year, we've seen so many changes within the Amazon platform, just in e-commerce general. And today, I'm honored to be here with Tariq and Michael, who are going to share their insights from completely different perspectives. So Tariq, you've had your SaaS company now for over 7 years, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you give us a bit of a background of the angle you're coming from and your history?
Yeah, thank you. So I'm Tariq, co-founder of M19.
Yeah.
So we started the Amazon journey 7 years ago. I come from the Google creative world. I spent 7-8 years in R&D,
Okay.
research and development in Criteo. And we have done a lot of R&D work there on the Google space.
Okay.
And we want to do our own stuff, our own technology. And with my co-founders that are also from Criteo, it was the beginning. We were looking for somewhere to do adtech, and it was the beginning of Amazon APIs. So it was booming. Like the ads, the ads started a bit earlier, but the APIs were just opening.
Yeah.
We said, okay, let's give it a try. The timing is good. We have the adtech expertise, and this is how it started.
Awesome. I'm really excited about having Tariq here because you're working with such a diverse range of e-commerce brands across the world. And actually, you've partnered up recently with Amazon, and they actually just throw in brands at you as well because they've seen the value in what you're doing. So the questions that we're going to ask Tariq today is going to give you a really well-rounded idea of how brands are doing on Amazon, some of the struggles that they find. But before we go into that, we have another special guest here. We have Michael. Right, and Michael, you've been in the game selling in the trenches for just over 8 years, is that right?
Yeah, with my own brand for
Yeah.
8 years, but
Yeah.
I did my first sale on Amazon in 2010 or 2011. It was completely different game.
Right.
No PPC, nothing.
Wow.
It was really crazy. And so yeah, I co-founded my brand Shapeout 8 years ago.
Okay.
We are selling sports and outdoor accessories,
Okay,
both on Amazon, Shopify,
interesting.
and also in brick and mortar shops.
Okay, and what's really fascinating is you're in the 5 marketplaces in Europe. So you're not just in one place, you're across the...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
interesting. I'm interested to know, what's your distribution of sales compared to on Amazon to off Amazon?
Yeah, so basically we're going to do 55% offline brick and mortar shops.
Right.
Then we're going to do 30% on Amazon and the rest on Shopify.
Interesting. Okay,
So Shopify is pretty small.
this is very different because there's a lot of brands out there that focus 100% on Amazon with nothing else, and actually coming out of there is also healthy, right? Because you get to own your customers, you get to work outside. Because what we're seeing, what I've personally seen over the last 2 years, is the buy-in process is become incredibly scattered. It's like a baby high on sugar, right? So people, they go on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, streaming TV, back to Amazon, back to the website before they buy anything. So actually being around the different platforms, I'm sure I've seen some advantages.
Exactly. And the thing is, our strong belief is we don't care where the clients buy the product, and we don't have to choose where the client needs to buy the product. If he wants to buy on Amazon, on TikTok Shop, on Shopify, on any store, this is not our decision to make.
Yeah.
So we need to be where the client wants us to be. That's it.
Okay. And what have you seen as one of the biggest benefits of being across the different platforms?
The biggest benefits for me, it's optimizing ad spend, because if you we spend money online on Amazon, obviously, on Meta, on Google, on TikTok, influencers. If you only have one channel, for sure you're gonna lose money on the table. And you need, depending on the source, you need 7 to 10 different touch points to convert a client.
Yeah.
But maybe the last touch point will be in the shop or on Amazon, And again, it depends if you need the product in 24 hours or
Okay.
if you're not in a hurry. So the main advantage to me is that it allows us to optimize the spending.
It should
So-
be a hell to measure.
Yeah, so I was going to ask that. Yeah, yeah. So how do you, is there anything you have in place to measure the spillover?
Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff in place. So first, we measure the acquisition. So we're gonna take all the amount we spend on ads.
Yeah.
We're gonna merge Amazon, Google, Meta, TikTok, influence,
Okay.
and versus all the money we gather online. So Amazon, Shopify, marketplaces. So we kind of have a total ACOS on all the online business.
Okay.
Total global.
Total.
Yeah.
And this is the first step. And the second step is we do a lot of surveys also.
Interesting.
Where did you learn about the brand the first time? Stuff like that. So it's not accurate, 100% accurate, but we try to gather hints from a survey, from the ad console, stuff like that, to try to understand a little bit.
Yeah, so that's really interesting because that's then you can understand which levers to pull and which ones to go further. Now, I want to dig a little deeper into like getting this data from customers. So can you just run me through what are the steps you take to get this information and what questions are you asking them?
Yeah. So the most effective one is on Shopify website, on websites, when the client just confirm the purchase. So the confirmation page of the purchase, we say, okay, where did you learn about the brand for the first time?
Right.
This is something very interesting, and we can see from months to months. I don't know if in July we're gonna push a lot with influencers.
Okay.
We can see that influencers go up on the reason. On the place where they found the brand for the first time. So survey is something super important.
Okay.
Also trade shows. We do a lot of trade shows.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So again, this is not scientific, but on the trade show you can speak to a lot of clients and you can talk to them and see they can tell the story of the they have with the brands. And
are you using any of the new capabilities by Amazon Marketing Cloud to upload your own Shopify data?
we are just starting with AMC, so we still have a lot to do. But trade shows, survey. This is something very very interesting for us and working quite well.
This is great, amazing.
Yeah.
Tariq, I want to just like go into your world a little bit. So you're dealing with a whole range of brands. What are some of the biggest trends you've seen over the last few months?
So the biggest trends is, in my opinion, is trusting more the AI and relaxing more a bit.
Okay.
And letting the control, asking for less control. Because when we started 7 years ago, like our DNA is you need to let the robot, the AI, the machine learning do the steering. You need to guide it, give it the goal to manage your ads. Of course, we need to give enough control for because we serve agencies and direct customers.
Right.
There are a bit two different personas, so we need always to balance between how much control we give to how much control we don't give. Because we don't want people to be just overspending time where it's not worth time to be spent. And the trend we are seeing, I think, because of the LLM era, people are trusting more the AI. They are seeing that it's effective. They give it more a try, and they are not asking for how does it work. I want to understand each action. I want to understand each change of what this system is doing. So my main thing I'm seeing is adoption is higher because people tend to trust a bit more these automated systems and are more okay with having a kind of black box system that is taking decisions on their behalf when they see that the system is respecting the goals and the framework that they are putting for this system.
I think that's so interesting that you mentioned this. And one of the big things I think people don't understand about large language modules is what they do is they look at patterns and signals and they predict what's going to happen next. So you can you can appreciate Amazon, one, has richer data than anyone else. So it's got more information about people's spending habits. And two, is only getting more sophisticated. So the predictions are going to only get more accurate. So I can completely see where you're coming from, because if they can predict better some of these campaigns, if an old lady is searching for a water bottle, as an example, Amazon is less likely to show her one that is tailored towards gym enthusiasts, right? It's more likely to find a product that maybe is more practical, can fit in the bag, is kind of more centered around hydration. So Amazon does that for you, but there are some exceptions you have to be careful of. We understand, because ultimately Amazon wants you to spend more, and you're looking at your bottom line. Are you profitable, right? So it's finding that fine balance. So how do you manage that? Like, what do you do to manage that with your tool to make sure that people find that right balance and mix?
So first, we did implement some optimizations that are directly toward like profit. So you
Okay.
can in the system input your COGS.
Ooh,
We
okay.
are able
Okay.
to pull all the cost related data, like anything that the beauty of Amazon is it's not only an ad system. Like you can do your acquisition ads and at the same time are doing your retail. So you have everything in one place.
Yeah.
So in our system, we are able to pull everything, like anything from return logistics, FDA
Interesting.
commissions,
Okay.
and everything. So we are able to compute the margin, because for customers, they when they input their COGS, and they can put in place advertising strategies where they said, okay, I don't want to go over this percentage of my top line,
Right.
knowing that my global cost is this amount.
Okay.
And while doing that, we are able also to, within the same strategy with one single profit margin target,
Yeah.
we are able to blend different formats that are not only oriented to performance. For example, we can blend sponsored product, brand, and display under one roof. And the steering and the balancing between budget between these three is not only based on ROAS, because if you start doing that,
Yeah.
you will be only doing sponsored product.
Right. Right.
And overall, it's not a good strategy, because there is last touch attribution and different formats serve the other. So
Yeah.
you need to work with them as a whole
Yeah.
and measure the global impact. And like with automation, with machine learning prediction, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
we are able to do that in an efficient way and at scale.
And that's incredible, because ultimately you want to know what the bottom line is. And I think that's one of the like disadvantages you have within just the general ad console, right? You can't see, okay, like where do I stand health wise as a brand? Like, am I profitable? Do I have those returns to continue to be able to spend money and grow? So I think that's really an interesting component. And I want to just move the conversation a little bit more in towards your predictions and what you see coming, what you're excited about, what you're anxious about, because you both are in the trenches. You're kind of seeing it day by day. So I'm going to start with you. So, like, Tariq, like, what do you see as like the one thing that excites you about what's coming?
What is exciting me is automation, because as you see, like almost all unboxed new announcements are toward like AI, automation, and simplification.
Yeah.
Like what we have been doing for years of blending the formats, having global campaigns that are full funnel.
Yeah.
It's starting to be directly within the console.
Right.
I see it's not a threat for us, because you mentioned something very powerful. Inside the advertising console, you don't have the retail data.
Yeah.
And I'm not expecting to see it in the short term. So the advantage we have is we already started this full funnel view and optimization that is simplifying how you need to look at your different formats, how you need to blend them and optimize the whole. And the advantage we have is that you can blend that with the retail data. So I'm just seeing Amazon going more and more there, more and more automation, more and more like simple campaigns to set up. So they even announced like a full funnel campaign where you do DSP, sponsored product, and brand. You have also the creative AI studio. I see also, I'm pretty sure that next year they will be merging the two.
Yeah.
Like you will have the full funnel campaign that is automatically generating the content
Yeah.
and doing everything, blending within it sponsored product prompts that is already there. So for me, the future is, couple of clicks. Here is my budget, my products. Do the ads for me.
Yeah,
so,
you got a lot of work to do, haven't you? To
yeah, of course. So we need to keep working the edge of doing more and more simpler stuff, hiding all the complexity, the same that Amazon is doing it.
I mean, I have never been this overwhelmed with the amount of updates that have come out recently, and as people in the space, if I'm overwhelmed, I can't imagine what others are feeling. And I want to pass it over to you, Michael. Like, what's some of the trends that you see? All of the updates, what excites you?
Almost everything, like with automation, simplification. But to me, like, this is the first step, and I'm really hyped about the second step. It means for brands like us, you cannot. It will be impossible to be 100% Amazon.
Yeah.
You will need to go outside of the platform to perform on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's already the case with external traffic. That is something really important to perform in the algorithm.
Yeah.
But if you do not exist outside of Amazon, we know Rufus already is looking outside.
Yeah.
So to me, this is like where the real game's going to begin.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you have a nice product, but we are all able now to make nice products. The level is really high for everyone.
Yeah.
It's really simple, and it's fully automated to make the campaign and ads and keyword research. Okay, so what's going to be the next game? So you will be able to be strong on offline business, all the creatives, even on creatives with Sora, Banana, stuff like that. It's going to be in 2 years maybe super easy. So to me, this is the next step. Going to be, okay, how can I be an omnichannel and global brands to be able to perform on Amazon?
Yeah, you made a really good point, and that's something a friend of mine, Leo, in the e-com space, mentioned a few weeks back, and he said, your authority and context of the brand is now shifting potentially from Amazon to off Amazon. So if Rufus is now going to get context about your business, not just from your listings, but off Amazon, your website, what people say about you, then that is going to, if you're doing this already, the weight it will give you as a brand to someone who's just focusing on Amazon, like you mentioned, is going to be so much more amplified. So, yeah.
So to me, we're gonna still have cheap product or price sensitive product brand that gonna struggle on price.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Chinese, more than 60% of the sellers are Chinese on Amazon.
Okay.
And the other part of the game will be like real brands.
Yeah.
And the in between, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
This is how I see the game.
Yeah, and we've seen that as well recently. I mean, I don't know if you've seen this as well, Tariq, but the number of sellers coming in now are just way more business minded, right? They understand the numbers, P&L. They do scenario testing. They understand, okay, what am I projected to get in terms of sales over a period of time when I launch, compared to, hey, let's just launch a bunch of these products. Fingers crossed, and let's see what happens. Like, that era's now disappeared.
Yeah. And we don't talk about top line anymore. Or whatever.
Yeah.
No. Stay on at the end is what's important.
And what about you, George? Where do you see things heading?
I think the one thing I'm really keeping an eye on now is just the buy-in behavior. That's shifting. I mean, there's shifting in how people are searching. I mean, this is just on a macro level huge. I mean, Google announced a few months ago that the number of words people are putting into Google is longer now, right? Wow. So it's moving from just keyword, face mask, or something else, to having more of a conversation, right? And this conversational transaction, who is going to own that process? Because whoever owns that is going to win, right? So whoever can own the process from first making that inquiry to making that end purchase, they're going to win. And actually, I can really understand why Amazon decided to take Perplexly. I can never pronounce it.
Perplexity.
to court, right? It makes complete sense because if Amazon allows other people to come in and understand this process better than them, right, then they have the keys to the kingdom, right? And this is where I think I'm carefully monitoring. And I want to give you an example, right? I bought this. Don't judge me. I bought this this iPhone selfie stick, right, just to record videos, right? And I didn't know what I was looking for, but I said on Rufus, look, I bought this. Like I said, I need something to hold my iPad behind my iPhone so I can transcribe what I'm saying, right? Is there something out there that does this, right? Now, this is what Amazon did, right? It not only found a product, right? It went into my history, order history, saw that I bought the selfie stick, and found a product that's compatible
With the service.
with the selfie stick.
this is
That was
crazy.
the first. That was the first result I got. That was an instant no-brainer. I purchased it. I have it in my bag. It works perfectly, and this is what's fascinating for me, right? So the context Amazon has with not only search but what people have watched, the distribution they have on Netflix, on Spotify, on I can't believe Microsoft just gave them the keys to the kingdom. They got all of Microsoft's ad inventory now, right? All of this distribution with the data powered
with
by
the audiences.
with the audiences, powered by AI, with the signals, right? Where this is going is going to be way more sophisticated. And I'm just trying to keep an eye on the trend to see, okay, well, how does this change? These prompts are really exciting. How are they going to find the balance of not being invasive, but finding that right moment? Like, if I was to, how powerful would it be if I could show an ad to you, Tariq, before you're about to buy the product, right? Before you even know to search, if I can show you an ad with something you didn't even know you needed. Right?
This is perfect. It will save me a lot of time.
It'll save you a lot of time. And that is it. And I think it's really important also to just hold on to general business principles, right? Which is customers always are going to need something. How can you make the customer's life easier? If you can, because Amazon understands that. If you can understand that, and if we can understand that, then we can really win big. And that's what excites me. I'm watching this macro shift to see where are we going and what can we do about it.
You are right. It's a very, very big shift, and it's a hard topic because also Amazon, they need to keep it. This is maybe this is why you have the prompts where you might have sponsored prompts, and Rufus, they are completely separated.
Yeah.
Because people that are starting their journey on an LLM looking in ChatGPT, they start there because they know that there is no bias. So what's the best thing or what's the most suitable thing? So I don't know how Amazon will be handling that, like giving this or owning this starting point without being the biased player to showcase and push products to be bought.
Trust is going to be a topic on search products. It's going to be a topic because even ChatGPT and all the LLM, they are talking about it. How can we monetize more? Do we need to push ads inside the answer stuff? To me, trust is going to be like the main topic.
But I'll give you another example, right? So it was my fiance's birthday last week. I didn't know what to get her, so I just put ChatGPT. What shall I get my fiance? Right?
And he knows
she's going to watch. You know
it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm sorry, sweetie. Anyway, so I said, what should I get my fiance? Right? Because there was a history of conversations that I had. It said, well, she struggles with this, and she's good at this, and she's good at that. Here's some examples of things you can get. I was like, whoa! Past tense, I looked like a brilliant partner, right?
You are.
Well, I looked like a brilliant partner because, oh, wow, this is relevant. But actually, the context was what was given to me. Actually, for me, that was helpful, right? It just stopped me from thinking and guessing what's she going to like. And actually, with that context, I had that. Now, ChatGPT has that. So Amazon doesn't have that to that degree and depth yet. So it's really figuring out what's going to happen there. And ChatGPT, I think, if they get this trust right, this is when it's going to be really powerful.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Great. Okay, so wrapping up, I want to ask you two different questions. I'm going to start with you, Michael. I want to ask you, in this last few months, what's a practical shift that you made with your business that's seen an improvement, an increase in sales, or a massive improvement in efficiencies?
Um, Spend money on creatives, both on all the creatives we spend on Meta, for example,
Yeah, yeah.
and on Amazon, spending money on the product pages. This is something quite basic, but we spend money on PPC, okay, a lot of money on PPC, but we didn't spend money on optimizing images, main image, product images, stuff like that, A plus content. We did it. I don't know. We do it like every 2 years, but we didn't have like A/B test planning, testing new stuff every month.
Okay.
And this is the big switch. Like,
Interesting.
I'm stupid. I'm spending a lot of money on diffusion and distributing my content, but I don't spend enough money on optimizing my content.
Yeah.
So this is the last shift.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting. I'm. This is a topic that is very dear to my heart right now because I was talking about earlier. I'm putting out 5 pieces of content every day, and I'm trying to understand where is that engagement? Where do you get? Because the algorithm now is actually biased to it. It wants to see. It wants to deliver you to more people because there's a win-win. Because if you provide the engaging content, whoever you are, however many likes you have, you are going to get that exposure and you're going to deliver more. And actually, that is, I've seen that so much. Actually, there's a sponsored brand video ad. They have one, and that's it, and then they leave the campaign when you could be testing multiple to see where's the hook, where does it come from. But oh my gosh, I could talk about this forever. But we're gonna move on to you. So Tariq, I want to ask you. You work with a lot of brands, right? And I always don't look at what people say, look at what they do, and actually, people trust you on a regular basis to use your software. I want to understand if you can give me a few examples of what has been the biggest aha moments or the uplifts that people have seen from using your tool compared to just doing it manually or doing it on their own when they're starting or in the middle of the process.
I will give you two. The first one is initially we did a spin-off of our software
Yeah.
with a dedicated domain, dedicated name
Yeah.
for a new persona that
Okay.
are SMBs, small advertisers.
Okay.
This is we are calling it autopilot. And I was not very confident about it at the beginning, but when I'm seeing the traction and the value it's bringing, not only for SMBs, because I'm surprised to see even some big advertiser, 50K a month
Yeah.
plus advertisers.
Yeah.
It was pretty. They are using it
Really.
for expansion for their other marketplace. Why?
Interesting. Okay.
So coming up with something that is very, very, very simple, it's very hard because you have a simple process from registration to up and running that should take less than 2 minutes. Clicking on one button, you take control and you are accountable for the result for ads for this account. Was a game changer for me.
Wow.
And aha moment for a lot of brands
Interesting.
that were either not spending enough for their brands because they didn't have the knowledge or the time or whatever. So they saw that there was a lot of missed opportunities, even for big advertiser.
So you were looking to actually channel this towards the smaller new brands, but you found actually the mid-range, larger brands also saw benefit in this.
For secondary markets. And it was useful for me as an upsell for my main tool for these big brands, and also for the small brands that are growing.
Okay.
So my key learning there is when you oversimplify, you can get a lot of value from it.
Yeah.
Not only for small people, but even for some big people, oversimplified system can bring a lot of value. The second one, this is a moment for mainly advanced agencies. Again, also what we were planning didn't match exactly the results. Our plan with DSP was to build a as you know how cumbersome and complex it can be to create orders line items and to manage DSP. So we say, okay, there's a massive opportunity there. The Amazon interface, it's improving a lot, but it's still like slow, complex, a lot of options. Let's do what we know what to do, like oversimplify the thing. We built our automation there where in 3 clicks, you can have an advanced DSP strategy running.
Wow.
The persona was mid advertiser, not enterprise.
Okay.
Mid advertisers that don't want to pay for an agency. Sorry,
Yeah.
George. They don't want to go
It's okay.
for big tickets to run DSP. They are not very convinced. They want to test this upper funnel.
I'm the persona.
Is the person. This was the initial.
Fascinating. Okay.
I got an aha moment while I was seeing advanced agencies that spend, like media buyers that spend a lot of time managing and steering DSP, saying, "Wow, like you are doing 90% of what I'm doing, where I spend a lot of time doing, and you are automating it, and I will use it."
Yeah.
I ended up, of course, serving people like and advertisers like Michael, but also these advanced media buyers that were seeing the value of oversimplifying something that is complex, removing all the fluff, taking most of the decisions on their behalf, and giving the bid and budget steer and control to the machine, and give them what audience I want to go for, what type of optimization, and what product.
I love this. Yeah, I love this because it just goes back to human behavior, right? It's if you give someone 10 options, they're gonna stress and not know what to do. But if you give them 2 or 3 really clear, this is what you can do, they can make decisions, and it just moves things quicker, doesn't it? So that's really fascinating. Okay,
but it's hard to pick out of the 100 the 3 or the 2 or 3.
But it's fascinating because you got that data, you can test, right, and you can figure out what iterations. I mean, what's really funny is we were talking yesterday, and you introduced it just made me laugh. You introduced a button, right, that said if you want to go into another marketplace, click here. You wasn't expecting many people to click it, but you just saw an overwhelming amount. Yeah. Okay, great. That was we're gonna have to stop there. Lots of good stuff. I hope you found this valuable. Click on the video wherever the link is, like it, subscribe, wherever it is. I know where it is, and we'll hopefully see you on the next one. Bye.
Thank you.